All right, guys, today I got a super exciting duo for Spider Stage 10 Hard that so far has been 100% success for me. But today we should have which I'm doing this the day before, but we should have the Spider Tournament, Dungeon Diver, plus a Champion Training Tournament going on, which means you can triple dip points today. So we have a duo Spider 10 Hard team finishing out your Spider Tournament, training some champions, and getting some accessories for the Dungeon Diver event. So I've been having this comment left on my YouTube channel for a while now. Shout out to Lone Wolf. But he said on the HH Optimizer, he noticed a duo of Eric's and Deliana. It was very interesting to me because it didn't make sense how they could possibly duo Spider Stage 10 Hard because they both do AoE damage. I know Eric's hits pretty hard. Deliana brings a leech, but how can they duo Spider 10 Hard? That's a pretty difficult dungeon. Well, it's actually insane, and they do it even better than I thought. And I made some changes to the gear versus the Optimizer team, and I think it's even possibly better. I don't know. The team that's in there was very good. So I came in here and searched it up. So what I did, opened my account, opened up the Hell Hades Optimizer, and typed in Eric's and Deliana. As a team must include. Well, in this very first one, it says variations 8, total battles 137. I probably contribute to a lot of these, considering before I looked it up, it was only the one team. So shout out to whoever made this team. You didn't really run it a ton of times, or at least not with the Optimizer, so I don't know if they just abandoned it. I can't imagine they did, but I'm pretty sure it was like 8 runs. I think it was this team that I saw. No, this is my team, actually. So the team that I saw may have been this one, the 56. Yeah, it was this one right here is the one that I saw. So this team uses Immortal, Resilience, which is the Forge set, not the Forge Pass, but the Forge set that you get from Faction Wars, and Stone Skin. Who knows how much, but it's probably not super relevant. Maybe it's 4-piece, maybe to survive that first initial hit from the spider. This was also pre-blessings, so now that blessings are stronger, you're going to have even more stats coming from them, which my team, I have no blessings whatsoever for Deliana, and she really doesn't matter outside the first turn or two. Either way, the main things you're looking at here is really good HP. Deliana does bring an HP aura, so it's going to help you out some as well. But good HP, good defense, you want to survive the spiders, and then crit rate as close to 100% as you can get it, because Eric's has a very interesting thing in her kit where you want to have your allies actually applying their crits. So this is the Deliana build, this is the Eric's build, these are the masters they have. Now for the presets, I'm not for sure if he has, okay, he does have presets. I'll show you guys my presets, but this is the team that does not use the Wrathflow set. I changed it up a little bit and actually threw in the Wrathflow set, which brought me to the question that if anybody out there has the ability to make a 4-piece Wrathflow plus 4-piece regeneration, plus has some decent blessings on Eric's, you may be able to solo Spider hard. Maybe 9 hard, maybe 10 hard, I'm not for sure. But let's jump over to my team and show you guys what was going on. So this is the team that I used. Eric's is in Wrathflow set. She's pretty well built, but lower HP, lower stat requirements than the other Eric's. The Spider 10 hard that I did was 41 out of 41 successful, and there was really no points that I was worried. And like I said, that was pre-blessings. This pre-blessing boost. Now, blessings have the extra HP, the extra defense, the extra crit damage. So if you're a higher blessing, it's going to be even easier. Let's come in here, throw in some champions, show you guys how this team works. But man, this is so cool because Deliana was she a fusion champion? I think she's a fusion. She's not a login champion, right? But I know I'm pretty sure she's a fusion. Basically, she's achievable for free. Eric's is a login champion. Granted, you got to log in for a very long time to do that. But she is in fact a login champion. And then with Eric's, we're just using this preset. So Deliana, turn off the A2 and the A3. And then Eric's, leave everything else open. You can see the stats for Spider specifically in here. And then for the food, doesn't matter. But it does have to use presets for the time being. If you're able to solo with Eric's, you may not have to use presets. But you really got to make sure you turn off Eric's A3 because the ally protection is just going to be bad news. I'm not going to do super raids right now. There's no reason for it. But it's even more the reason to duo content because if you have super raids, well, you're getting runs done essentially in double the time. So if it was a minute run now, it's basically equivalent to a 30-second run before in somewhat of a way. But here we go. Eric's getting insane turn meter boosts. Look at all those turn meter boosts. I'll go over a kit in just a minute to explain, but she has the Wrathflow set. Plus, when Deliana hits, Eric's turn meter is just going to go skyrocketing. So, bunch of boost turn meter there. Wrathflow set, so much boost turn meter, just A1, A1, A2, smacking the spiders down. If you were able to make her hit harder and time this out, you could probably get under 45-second runs. Like I said, I haven't ran it after the blessings change have happened, so I may even have faster runs. And if she was a higher blessing, I could possibly even switch it over to Soul Reap to kill the little spiderlings more frequently. I currently have the Hero Soul to deal more damage to the spiders, but I could probably switch it over to Soul Reap as well. I tried that out initially, but it wasn't as smooth. This is much smoother. I do have some of her mastery set up, so if Deliana dies, it's no problem. There's round 1, a minute. Not bad at all. We'll do one more time. This is Spider 10 hard. No burn champion, no max HP champion. Deliana is actually in Guardian set, so she's just there to soak up damage from Eric's. Honestly, if Deliana dies, it's not that huge of a deal because the way I have Eric's built is in her A2 when she places stun, she has a chance to place leech. So if she places the leech, well, then she's keeping her health up pretty good. And like I said, it's been over 41 runs and there's been no fails. So as far as I'm aware, it's been 100% successful. And if you boost the stats up even a little bit more, it's going to make it even that much safer. Which, can it be safer than 100%? I guess not technically. But it'll make it an even safer 100%, right? So you see the ally protection coming out from Deliana. She's not going that fast. Honestly, I don't really have her in the best gear, to be honest. She could be put into some gear that, you know, is going to give her more HP, some more defense, some more speed, some better crit damage, all that kind of stuff. But I really don't care that much. Deliana is really there for the leech initially on this big spider. Turn meter boosting Eric's. Now, if you don't use a Rathalos build on Eric's, you're probably going to have your Deliana built a little bit better. But since I use the Rathalos set on Eric's, she's taken all the turns, so Deliana doesn't really matter as much. So as far as my build goes, let's check out these champions. Like I said, Rathalos set, not at all needed. You can literally see the other Hell Hades Optimizer build right here. It was 1 minute and 9 seconds, 100% pre-blessings boost. So these champions are working out fantastic. So my champions, though, we have Rathalos set Eric's. The stats for Spider are as follows. We have 87,000 HP, 2,600 defense, 214 speed, which is kind of slow to be honest, 242 crit damage. She does have 6-piece Rathalos, so she is getting the 30% defense ignore. And then no immortal, nothing like that, because in my skills, everything's fully booked. We have Hero Soul, which boosts damage based on how many enemies there are. If you got 3-star Soul, you get an extra 300 defense, which is very, very solid. And then for her masteries, I have the mastery picked up where whenever she places stun, she has a chance of placing leech, which is going to help heal her up. So she hits a target with leech, she hits a few targets with leech, she's going to be basically full HP. These are the masteries that I have for her. I'll move my webcam over just a little bit. That is the Eric's build. It's kind of simple, honestly. Like, if you, like, I could honestly make this a little bit better, make it even faster. But so far, it's had no fails. If you do your run, it has fails, obviously, make it better. But as far as my Deliana build, this is how she is built. So she's an Immortal plus Guardian. The Guardian is to help make sure Eric stays alive. Because like I said, Eric's can possibly do this by herself if Deliana dies early. Deliana, she's not going to do anything. Let me show you real quick why Eric's is so cool with Deliana. Her passive fills this champion's turn meter by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit. We got like 10 little spiderlings. So if Deliana's critting them all, it's a massive turn meter boost for Eric's. Eric's is getting more turn meter boost from her Rathalos set. So it's just turn meter, turn meter, turn meter, turn meter, turn meter, and just goes crazy. To be honest though, the time on my team versus the time on the team that I'm referencing, there's really not that much of a difference. So Rathalos may not even be bringing that much. I just like seeing all the turn meter boost, to be honest. You could fine tune this and make it 45 seconds, I'm sure. I haven't, but it is very consistent, very safe. So far, it's Spider 10 hard, which is pretty incredible considering the other option that I've done is Artec plus Elva, which is much higher gear requirements. So the Deliana is 100%, not 100% crit rate actually. So I just dropped her crit rate. All I care about, I guess, with her right now is just placing the leech. However, if you wanted to boost Eric's turn meter, you don't have the Rathalos set. You do want 100% crit rate. I have 223 speed, 91,000 HP. So she's really very solid as far as tankiness goes. You need to make her that way if you have her in Guardian gear. But like I said, there's different builds you can do for her. Her accuracy is, let's fix that real quick. And Spider, just kind of low, 283. Actually, no, I think the accuracy is fine. For Spider, I think it's what, 200? Let's actually find that out real quick. I need to check that. It's not 200, but it's actually 330, I think. Isn't it? I think it's 330. So maybe her masters are fixing that. But I know she's placing this stuff, so I'm going to come over here real quick and find this out. Hell Hades Optimizer. I clicked an ad. Dang it. Hard mode, stage 10. Okay, so accuracy needed over here is going to be 345. So 345 accuracy is needed. I'm obviously not at 345. 283. We have a little bit boosted from over here since we're only using the A1. We will have the extra. Actually, we will have an extra 20 plus an extra 16. So 36 added on to this number. So really actually close to the actual number of accuracy we need. She could use a little bit more, but in general, she's okay. So look for that 335 number like I mentioned, 345 number like I mentioned. Look for good HP, good defense, good speed, and this should give you a very solid build to shoot for. Like I said, this is not the build you have to go for. You don't have to go for Guardian and Rathalos. You can go for a different build on Eric's and then a different build in Deliana. You just got to make sure they survive that first turn from the spider, both of them. And then from there, just make sure they can keep up the leech, continue staying alive and boosting turn meter, and you should be good to go. So even with this low crit rate though, honestly, actually I'll show you my pieces of gear. That may help you out a little bit. So the pieces of gear that I have are as follows. So this is Deliana. We have HP percentage gloves. Defense percent boots. The ring, I have it stone skin. I was going her with stone skin, I think, but then I switched it out. We have revenge necklace or banner. For Eric's, you could actually go a PvP build. If you use her a lot in arena, you could use the same one there. No problem. If you had like stone skin or something, I'm sure it'd be perfectly fine. Stone skin build high damage. Or if you use Rathlos in the arena, whatever you use in the arena, you could probably just move it over here and be perfectly fine. No problem whatsoever. But this is what I have. So there's other ways you can do this, other ways you can approach it. Jump in here and test it out. I have the masters over here for Deliana. Just copy those guys. Let me know if you have any other interesting duo or solo content ideas. I would love to share them. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know what you think of this team. I think it's very interesting. Shout out to whoever made this. I don't know who was running this originally. I haven't seen it talked about. I haven't seen it around, but it's an awesome team and it works out surprisingly well. Let's see it one more time before I end the video. And yeah, it's can definitely be fine-tuned if you really worry about the extra 15-20 seconds. But if you're not worried about that, this works out fantastic. Though I don't know why Deliana on her passive, she procs the strengthen when she goes below 50% HP, but because of the Guardian set bringing her below 50% HP, I don't think she actually procs the passive in that situation. We got one leech over there. Trust me, if Deliana dies, she has before, the run is still fine. Eric's is healing up from the leech. Assuming the leech gets placed on the big spider, everything's definitely okay. If leech isn't placed on the big spider, it's possibly a little bit more risky. It hasn't died yet though, so I really can't say it's more risky. But it would make sense if it was more risky because there's no guaranteed leech out there. Because the spider doesn't live that many turns anyways. Got a leech on the little spider. Deliana not placing the leech on the big spider, unfortunately. The books are important. You do want to make sure Deliana's placing her leech whenever she can. You want to make sure Eric's is doing as much damage as she can. So getting the books on these champions is important. 57 seconds. Very nice. So Deliana, let's actually check out her stuff real quick. You don't need the A2 and the A3 on Deliana booked. Her A1, you do want this buff and debuff chance to happen. The A2, the A3, you don't need them. You're turning them off anyways. And then this, you kind of want Eric's to be fully booked everywhere. If not, it may still work fine, but you don't even need the A3 booked. The A3 just not even using that. So guys, with that said, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this helps you out in your Spider Tournament push, and I'll catch you all in the next one.